Welcome to Diddyknowsball, man. The man with the plan. Today we're gonna be talking about NBA basketball, man, the playoffs. We're gonna be talking about the 76ers and what's going on with them and all the James Harden over blaming. We're gonna be talking about just Devin Booker and how he probably pretty much took that top shooting guard spot undoubtedly. And you know, let's get right into it. So I've been seeing a lot of stuff online, and especially talking about the Sixers. And I feel like people are over blaming James Harden. I feel like we over blame the big names in the NBA, and we let second options they get a pass, third options get a pass, role players get a pass. Everybody get a pass, but the big names. And I was watching the 76ers and the Celtics series very close because we all know the narratives behind Joel Embiid. We know the narratives behind James Harden. We know that the narrative behind those guys, they can't get it done. They can't do this, they can't do this, they can't do that. And we know what it was, Celtics versus 76ers game one. We know Joel Embiid was hurt. He wasn't going to play. Everybody thought it was going to be a Boston massacre. It wasn't. James Harden came out, dropped 45. Maxey came out, dropped 26. Tobias Harris came out, dropped 18. Anthony Milton, he put in 17. And they all was efficient. They all played good defense. That was a great team win by the 76ers, led by James Harden. But what did we do? We gave all the praise to James Harden. James Harden, he done exercised his playoff demons. James Harden is finally learned how to be a star amongst stars in the playoffs. He did it without Joel Embiid. Are the 76ers better without Joel Embiid? Is Joel Embiid holding down the 76ers? We was hearing all these narratives. Then what happened game two? Joel Embiid was back. Joel Embiid came back. James Harden had a bad game. And the 76ers got the doors blew off of them. So what did we sit here and do? Oh man, James Harden back to his old self, James Harden. And I did it too. Because first of all, it's true. It's true. James Harden shit the bed. I mean, he didn't play good. I mean, he didn't play good. But James Harden wasn't the only one. James Harden played like trash, but he wasn't the only one. The only person in game two for the 76ers that you can be like, oh, he had a pretty good, pretty decent game. And that was Tobias Harris. He went 16 points, 7 for 12 from the field. But that game two, everybody on the 76ers was pretty much mediocre. You can't just blame that on James Harden. Everybody was pretty much mediocre. Well, nobody know world beaters in that game. So, man, the whole team for shot 20% from three. Maxey was a negative 25, and B was a negative 23. And we putting all the blame on Harden, who was a negative 21. That's still bad. It's terrible. James Harden ain't good. I ain't saying James Harden ever did anything worthy of praise game two. He wasn't a world beater game two. But you can't just, oh, it's James Harden. James Harden's the reason why they lost game two. No, it's not. They shot 20% from three for as a team. Not just James Harden. Not just James Harden. As a team. So we always had these narratives around just players that have the names, like the Hardens, like the Giannis's. I feel like Giannis got overblamed. Drew Holiday was horrible. Um, Donovan Mitchell got overblamed. Jared Allen was horrible. Uh, De'Aaron Fox probably getting overblamed. I'm not sure, but Demontis Sabonis was terrible. Like it just is what it is. Like it's not just on the big names, man. Basketball is a team sport. So I don't know, man. We can't just put that all on James Harden, especially when you got Maxey He damn near just as bad. Well, he wasn't just as bad game two, but he only had 13 points. He only went 1 for 4 from three. You know what I'm saying? D'Anthony Melton went 1 for 5. Like Tobias Harris play, like I said, played pretty good. Joel Embiid only took 9 shots, 27 minutes, first game back off injury, 15 points. But nobody played that great game two. You can't just put game two on Harden. Now you fast forward to game three. Everybody for the 76ers pretty much was, yeah. Tobias Harris had 7 points in 25 minutes. He had all them damn fouls. Of course, Embiid did his thing. He went off. But then Tyrese Maxey went 4 for 16. James Harden went 3 for 14. D'Anthony Melton, he shot good from three, but overall he still was 40% from the field. Like, I'm just not understanding how people don't blame role players. People don't blame second option. People don't blame third option. People, they either go blame the coach or they go blame the star. It's more to basketball than the star and the coach. That's all I'm saying. James Harden's a big name. James Harden has to be better. He has to be better. In order for the 76ers to do what they want to do, and that's win a championship, James Harden has to be better. But just because James Harden exploded in game one for 45, he took over down the stretch, he hit all the big shots, he damn near destroyed everybody on the Celtics one-on-one. That does not mean James Harden should still be looked at as the guy, as the end-all, be-all for the 76ers, man. And if we go be real, we go be technical. When it comes to this, James Harden did more than we even expected. Come on now, y'all. We expected the 76ers to get their ass whooped in game one versus the Celtics. That's what we expected. That's what we expected. But what happened? 45-point explosion. And they won that game. And a big piece of that game one victory was because of James Harden. Now, does he need to take blame in all the losses they had in game 2 and 3, the two losses they had? Of course. But when you getting your ass blown out, it's not on one person. It's not on one person, man. Maxey could have been better in game 3. Tobias Harris could have been better in game 3. Maxey could have been better in game 2. Melton could have been better in game 3. Like, everybody could have been better, not just James Harden. So we got to stop with those narratives and just blame the stars. I didn't like it for Donovan Mitchell when Jared Allen didn't show up. I didn't like it for Giannis when Drew Holiday didn't have a great series. And Domantas Sabonis didn't have a great series. You look at even when the Heat won their first round series, Bam Adebayo didn't play up to a second option. Bam Adebayo wasn't good. But if they would have lost that series, we'd be like, well, Jimmy Butler should have done more. We're looking at Donovan Mitchell like Donovan Mitchell should have done more. We look at Giannis like Giannis, you should have done more. No, how about Drew Holiday? You don't shoot in the 30s, low 40s from the field, from three. Jared Allen, how about you average more than 9 points and 7 rebounds? Come on now. Like, we got to start being more realistic when it comes to criticizing basketball players, because it's not just go ever be on one person. Ever. So, yes, James Harden deserves a big chunk of the blame of what's going on with the 76ers. But he doesn't deserve all the blame. He doesn't deserve all the blame. Because in game 3, Maxey shot worse than him. Maxey shot worse than him. At least James Harden, his shot wasn't falling. He still had 11 assists, 6 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers. But Maxey had he only had 2 assists. He didn't turn the ball over, but he only had 2 assists, 6 rebounds. He wasn't just super contributing in too many other ways. He didn't have no steals. He had he did have those 2 blocks. But Maxey just wasn't super great in game 3. Tobias Harris wasn't even around. He was in foul trouble. You had to beg PJ Tucker to shoot. DeAnthony Melton shot 40%. He did make 4 threes, but he shot 40% overall. Like, it's more to wins than the stars, more to losses than the stars, man. Everybody needs the appropriate amount of blame. An appropriate amount of blame for the 76ers is James Harden, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and the availability of Joel Embiid. And that's just what it is, man. Moving on. Or are we not go talk about Devin Booker? Are we not gonna talk about Devin Booker and how he just undoubtedly throughout this playoff run became the best shooting guard in basketball? Undoubtedly. Like during the season, I was questioning, okay, who's the best shooting guard in the NBA, especially after Devin Booker was dealing with injury problems. Devin Booker melted down against the Mavericks in the semifinals of the playoffs last year. Um, so I was like, who's the best shooting guard in the NBA? And then I feel like the shooting guard position is going through a renaissance. You got Jaylen Brown, you got Donovan Mitchell, you got Anthony Edwards on the come up, you got Zach LaVine, you got all these shooting guards that are on the rise, but you got one man that stands above them all, and that's Devin Booker. Devin Booker. And if you trying to say, oh, this is recency bias, this, and that, man, Devin Booker been a dog, man. Dude in Irish scored 70 points in the NBA, man. Devin Booker has been a dog. The only thing with Devin Booker is anytime he's done something, we try to put it on someone else. We're like, oh, he made it to the finals, but he had Chris Paul. Oh, Devin Booker doing this, but he got Kevin Durant. Man, hey, I love Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant can't hold a candle to what Devin Booker is doing in these playoffs, man. Kevin Durant can hold a candle to what Devin Booker is doing in these playoffs. Let's look at it. Let's compare Devin Booker to Jimmy Butler real quick. I know that's two different positions because Jimmy Butler is classified as a small forward right now, but Jimmy Butler, we talking all this talking about Jimmy Butler, and rightfully so. The man is averaging 34 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's shooting 56, 40, 76. And he's doing it with an underwhelming supporting cast. That's great numbers. He's averaging 34, 6, and 4 on 56, 40, 76 shooting splits. And he's doing it with an underwhelming supporting cast. Then you go to the other side of that and you look at what Devin Booker is doing. And Devin Booker, he getting you 37 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and he's shooting 60, 49, 88 shooting splits. That's absolutely ridiculous, man. That was absolutely ridiculous, man. And it's getting to the point where I'm looking at Devin Booker and I'm looking at his body of work. I'm looking at the way he scores. He scores very Kobe-like. I'm not comparing him to Kobe because Kobe was a two-way monster. His determination was different. And a lot of his, can't compare anybody to Kobe. But since Kobe, who's the best shooting guard since Kobe? It might be Devin Booker, man. It might be Devin Booker. Um, I can't deny it at this point. What he's doing is just absolutely ridiculous. He's averaging 37 in the playoffs on 60, 49, 88 shooting splits. I was thinking about putting Jaylen Brown as the best shooting guard in the league. But what Jaylen Brown is doing, what he's doing is great on both ends. He's a very good two-way shooting guard, but he ain't no Devin Booker, man. Jamal Murray's been having a great playoffs. He's looking amazing. He ain't no Devin Booker. He ain't no Devin Booker. Anthony Edwards had 40-point playoff games. Anthony Edwards doing his thing, man. He's not Devin Booker. He's not Devin Booker. What Devin Booker did game 3 against the Denver Nuggets. Come on now. You can't make stuff like that up, man. The dude went 20 for 25 in a 47-point game. In a 47-point game, he took 25 shots. Man. He went 47, 9, and 6. The dude had 47 points and 9 assists, man. I'm pretty sure that was all to Kevin Durant, but still. 47, 9, and 6. 47, 9, and 6. He only had 3 turnovers. He had 3 steals and a block to go with it. Devin Booker has been playing amazing, bro. And I get that they probably go get smacked by Denver in this series. They probably only go win 1 or 2 more games. I had Denver in 5. But Devin Booker playing like this, man, I don't know. He's the best shooting guard in basketball. It's not even close. It's not even close. The only person close to Devin Booker in the shooting guard race is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is averaging 26, 5, and 3. He's shooting 55, 49, 77. Those are his shooting splits. Jaylen Brown ain't no Devin Booker, though. Jaylen Brown ain't no Devin Booker. Them numbers is crazy. Them numbers is good. But what Devin Booker is doing at the shooting guard position, we ain't seen since Kobe, man. The only thing with Devin Booker is he got to get it done. But where the other shooting guards ain't got it done either. He done been further or just as far as any other shooting guard currently. I mean, Clay, but you know, we ain't considering Clay the best shooting guard in the league. Clay ain't the best shooting guard in the league. Who else is a shooting guard even close to Devin Booker right now? Donovan Mitchell couldn't get out the first round. Didn't play that great. Come on now. Anthony Edwards. He was gone in the first round. Zach LaVine couldn't escape the play-in, man. Couldn't escape the play-in. SGA couldn't escape the play-in. What Devin Booker is doing with this roster and this coach, who I feel is underwhelming, against this caliber of a team in the Denver Nuggets, is amazing. They really could have won game 2, but Devin Booker ran out of gas in that fourth quarter where he just started missing everything. But other than that, Devin Booker playoff run has been immaculate, man. We talk about Jimmy Butler and his playoff run, and I understand, I get it. But Devin Booker has been even more impressive than Jimmy Butler in his playoffs. Devin Booker has been the best player in this playoffs, man. And it's starting to be a gap being built. It's starting a gap to be built, man. And you just look at the landscape of the shooting guards. They on the rise. You even got young dudes like Jalen Green. You got Desmond Bain coming up. You still consider Paul George a shooting guard. There's a lot of shooting guards in the league, man. There's a lot of shooting guards in the league. But ain't none of them as good as Devin Booker. And he's starting to widen the gap. And are we go talk about how good Kevin Durant was playing too? That was one of the best bad games I've seen in my life. Kevin Durant had one of the best bad games I've seen in my life. He wasn't knocking down shots, but he started getting to the line. He was rebounding, blocking shots, contesting shots. Kevin Durant played like a real power forward. Kevin Durant did everything he needed to do to help Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns win that game. He really did. And I'm going to give credit for that. He wasn't shooting good. He was actually shooting pretty damn bad. But he still ended up with 39, 9, and 8. Man. In a bad game from Kevin Durant, he went 39, 9, and 8. I still got Nuggets in 5 just because I feel like that game 3 was just a pride game and they just did everything that they could to make it a series. But man, I don't see them beating Denver 4 times. I just don't see it. Like they erupted. They did their thing game 3, but mhm. And Jamal Murray was overshooting, man. Jamal Murray overshot a lot, you know. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna kill Jamal Murray for overshooting, but dude took 29 shots, man. Dude took 29 shots. Devin Booker didn't even take 29 shots. He almost had 50. He almost had 50. Um, he gets to the point where Jamal Murray just sometimes just, I don't know. Jokic and his team lost, but Jokic still had 30, 17, and 17. Let's not let that go over y'all heads either. I think Michael Porter Jr. needs even more shots. I would like to see him with the second unit. Aaron Gordon played bad, 3 for 13. That was bad. But Devin Booker was the story in that game. The game 3. Devin Booker was amazing, man. A lot of you niggas, man. Devin Booker was killing, man. Devin Booker has officially, undoubtedly became the best shooting guard in the league. He's been the best playoff player so far this year. And it's sad. He might go down in 5 in the second round to the Denver Nuggets. This is Diddyknowsball. I'm out.